How effective do you think some of these medications are?
It all depends. Medication deals with different people in different way. I've seen quite a lot of times, I mean, we probably prescribe a medication for this. The person may be having the same symptoms, and you may prescribe this medication for you and the same one for the other person. The same symptoms both of you having, but it will deal with you whereby you feel much better when you start using it. The other one will not. It will not agree with that one. So you have to think of another medication where you think that will suit that individual. So it varies with the individual.
Is there any other approaches apart from therapy and medication?
Medication therapy, and they use the Chinese
Acupuncture.
Acupuncture, yes. That's one that I've seen they've been using as well. And do a lot of exercise, aerobics, these sort of things. It does say that those sort of things, the more you occupy your time, and a lot of people go to different activities outside in the community, whereby gym and these sort of things does help, because if you really occupy yourself, it takes your mind from your illness. So occupation is extremely important for you as well. So that in itself does help, but sometimes people are so unmotivated to do anything. So it's about how much you motivate yourself together. And sometimes the person is so unmotivated whereby you as the nurse have to say, come on, just encourage them, prompt them and say, no, we do know that you're feeling low today, you don't have no energy to get up and do things, but it's very important for you to get up and go and do something. So it's about how you help them as well to motivate themselves. At the end of the day, it's their choice. You only can do so much.
Okay. So would you say that there's a typical kind of temperament you have to be in order to work with the type of patients that you work with?
You have to be patient, have time, and I would say very calm, warmth, that sort of thing, and very caring. For you to be a nurse, you have to be very, very caring, because it's not one of the easiest jobs, as you all know. It's not one of the easiest jobs, and you get a lot of sticking as well from individual, and you have to have that inner warmness about your job and very extremely caring to actually do it, and be very patient as well, because sometimes that's all they want. Sometimes even if they don't talk, you're present there, be patient, be kind, say the right words to them. It helps. So you need all those qualities: patient, kind, and meek, and very gentle.
What would you say is the overall benefits of your job for you?
Job satisfaction. Give me job satisfaction. Yes, I would say money as well. It's pointless. I'm going to say it doesn't give me, but yes, I've got money, you know, because I work and I'm not going to work free. And the job satisfaction, it made me feel very comfortable when, feel happy, I would say, when I've seen the worst of the worst, you know, person come in and whatever, very distressed, you know. Some of them, I'm telling you, it makes you wonder, will this person really make any improvement and move on? And when you see that person has improved, make great improvement and move on, that's the greatest achievement I've seen, and I'm so happy. It just gave me job satisfaction and said, well done, this person has made it, and it makes you feel happy and feel good.
What is your opinion of the current funding situation for the NHS mental health care?
Very, very bad. I would say, I think there's lots of money given to the NHS, but the way how I probably think how they spend it, it's too much paperwork. I think the paperwork is too much, and we need to spend more time with our client. That's how I look at it. I mean, yes, I'm not saying the paperwork is not important, some of it, yes, but sometimes too much deadline, too much targets to make. We should be focusing more on the client. And those paperwork, it costs too much money. Maybe it would be much better spent employing more ground floor staff. I think that's my opinion. More staff on the ground floor instead of too much managers doing these paperwork for targets and for, you know, too much targets and too much deadlines. I don't sometimes see the purpose of this too much paperwork. It should be better spent somewhere else. And as you said, there's lots of money, I think. And you know what they're saying now, they're cutting back as well. And sometimes where they cut back is not, I mean, it's very important, you need that services, but they don't have the money to fund it. So they cut back, and so who is suffering? The client will be suffering. So I think that they have to look at it overall, too much managers.
What is the biggest challenge you face in the mental health care today?
The changes, too much changes. There's too much changes going on. And as I said again, some of the changes I don't think it's relevant, to be quite honest. Too much changes. I mean, they're talking in terms of now whereby the nurse is going to have degree, etc., etc. I mean, and sometimes the question asks, why that? I mean, you can take ordinary person to do nursing who is much caring more than these big highfalutin. I mean, because that's where the money going to go again. Client care. I mean, it could be better spent somewhere else. So that's the challenge facing everybody at the moment. Too much changes.
What improvements would you like to see?
I would like to see more staff on the ground floor, because I think that if we're dealing with people, with client group, you need more bedside staff. I mean, it's not about and less paperwork. 3/4 of our time is taken up with paperwork and not enough time to sit with your client. They're the one that feel, you know, we're supposed to have time, quality time, to spend with them and talk to them. It's not about the paperwork, and sometimes because of the targets and we have to meet these deadlines with paperwork, sometimes we only have limited time to spend with our client. To me, that is main important thing in our life, that we should be caring for these clients. We should be spending time, quality time with them, and majority of the time. So yes, I would like to see that we need more staffing on the ground floor to deal with clients, because we are the one that is looking after them. We know the needs of, well, they will come to us and say, this is what I need, but the staff are not there. Yeah, we do know that this person needs that level of care, but where's the staff? One person or two person cannot do all of those things that needed. So they need more staff on the ground floor.